access granted.
Hey folks, in the last video we have discussed some typical roles within a project like CEO, architect, devs, QA, PM, and so on. But there's more to it, so let's not delay any further. By the way, you may ask me, why the hell am I doing this? I think it's necessary for you as a QA or, a future QA or a future entry to the sphere, which is an IT sphere, which is gonna be here for a while. It's here to stay, and it's here to grow, and it's here to take over the world. So I think it's necessary for a person who's about to work there to know which people occupy which roles and how they interact with one another. I give you almost 100% guarantee that you're gonna interact with these guys, interact with people who are, let's say, playing their own parts within a project. Alright, let's move on. And another thing that you have to understand about this sphere in general is that any role is not strictly fixed or, zoned with some specific responsibilities. Throughout my career, I have taken multiple roles at once, so to speak, simultaneously. Some of them were like overlapping. For example, while I was still working as a tech support representative, I was also learning and helping the QAs on the project. Before, I fully switched to the QA role. These are so-called inside transitions within a company or within a team. Alright, so among other important roles on the project, there's a person called business analyst or BA. So this fella typically creates project documentation which describes some, major business logic. Like what's this business about, what components does it consist of, how we monetize our stuff, what's our strategy, how do we sell it, what crucial technical parts it consists of, and how they interact with each other, and so on. Well, as a QA personally, I have interacted with a BA only once in my career. It was at the very start, I think at somewhere around 2014 when I just started working. I guess I was not even a QA, but tech support specialist back then. But I had a chance to meet one of these specialists and see how they actually create the business documentation. And they make it very valuable and, let's say, readable, valuable, and understandable for internal use, of course. Once again, business analysts are not always present on the project. They are usually, present value at some first stages of the project because you need to have your foundation described in an understandable way, because there's going to be a lot of changes when your organization grows. But usually the foundations stay the same for a very long time. But with that being said, sometimes whole architecture can be rewritten or rebuilt from scratch. These are commonly called major versions updates. The next one, project manager. So remember, in the last video I've mentioned the product manager. So this is the project manager. Both are in short, they're called PMs. And it's important that you distinguish these two. So while product manager is responsible for everything which goes on inside the service, project manager is doing more of an outside coordination, such as creating long-term plans, so to speak, strategic plans, delegates tasks, does time estimation and shit. So both these guys love to talk. Alright, so the next one, product owner. Some projects are more used to calling a PM a PO, which is the short term for product owner. But that's basically, the same in terms of the real work of this person. I used to work with PO only once when I was a part of an Israeli cybersecurity project. Amazing human being and a non-stop achiever. So this is a little shout out to you, Ben Sa. Shalom le'amcha. Peace to your nation. And then there is, of course, customer and technical support representatives, which I've been one of. So just stop and thank these brave men and women and all other non-binary creatures who work out there on the front lines, dealing with constant human stupidity. Not always, but sometimes. Give them credit, for fuck's sake. I was one of them. And as a sociopath, believe me, sometimes it's just fucking hell. These guys and girls are usually providing the QAs with possible system defects at times. And as I've mentioned before, this is one of the most straightforward ways to switch from the support team to the QA team. It's like a natural career development for you. Next is marketing and sales. Best people on the planet, in my opinion, as they are the ones who conduct customer research and advertisement campaigns. I personally love them for creativity, because as your business evolves, so do your clients. So there are times when you gotta stand up to the challenge and demonstrate this growth. And these guys can provide you with all the necessary info. Google Ads, social media campaigns, you name it. And last but not least is the DevOps. These people are usually responsible for the project infrastructure, basically for the servers where your application is running, databases, continuous delivery, continuous code updates, the so-called CI/CD, which means continuous integration and continuous delivery. You may see that all over the job descriptions. And it basically means continuous code deployment to the production environment, which means for our end users. The faster we can do it, the better. And of course, the more transparent this process is, the better. Once again, best people in the world, period. Usually these guys are technical beasts, so a big shout out to them throughout my career. So yeah, this is another bunch of roles and their interactions, which you will most likely encounter while working on your project. So good luck on your journey. Alex signing off. Peace!
Access denied.